Hey guys, how are you today? Happy Monday. Yes, yes. I am so excited to be able to share with you today an amazing breakthrough that is ongoing and I want to share with you. So this is Francisca Aguayo and I am coming here on live to share with you all and invite you all on this journey, right? The journey that everyone wants to take at the end of the year, and it's focusing on a New Year's resolution, a new year, a new me. I want to have a breakthrough. I want to have a breakthrough and having a New Year's resolution in my weight loss, my finances, my career, my mindset, new habits, taking action in things that I want to do, eating better, having better nutrition, knowing better, right? Learning new things that'll be able to help us through this transformation that we're going to go through in the next coming year, right? And also, especially, it's near and dear to my heart, is growing spiritually, having a connection with your spiritual maker, right? With your creator, the one that, made you and put you on this earth for a purpose, or even finding out what that purpose is, right? That's what we're going to talk about today. So as I have my cup of tea here, nice and warm, and I wait for you guys to come in, please let me know where you're from. Even if you're watching on the replay, just hashtag replay. If it's your first time coming on the live here with me, just drop a 1 in the chat. And when you find value of this video, I want you to like it, share it, tag someone on it. Definitely want to be able to share this with the world. Yes, the world. One person can definitely make a difference. And I can attest to that. One person who made a difference in my life and changed my life. So definitely want to be able to give that forward. So what I'm going to talk to you guys today about is my journey from losing 120 pounds and on my way to losing 200. And I know that it's the New Year's resolution of a lot of us to want to be able to make that shift in weight loss, right? And being able to feel good, look good, and have that confidence and be able to lose that weight and fit into those clothes. Hi, Nana. How are you? God bless you. So I want to share a secret, and I don't want to keep it a secret no more. So I came up with this acronym called T.H.A.N.K.S. And what T.H.A.N.K.S is and T.H.A.N.K.S Formed, my company T.H.A.N.K.S Formed is based on transformation. And it's transformation in your mind, in your body, in your spirit, all along your whole entire life. So the word thanks is an acronym that I came up with because of the journey that I took, the journey that I'm still currently on, that allowed me to release 120 pounds. But it wasn't only the weight that I released. It wasn't only the sizes from going, from a size 22W to now currently in a 14. It wasn't about, the weight that came off of my body. It was also about the weight that came off of my spirit or from my mind, the toxics that was holding me back from being able to achieve that weight loss, right? So it started off with weight loss, but the journey was amazing, and it still is, because I went deeper. So what T.H.A.N.K.S stands for is, the T is your thoughts, the H is your habits, the A is the action, the N is the nutrition, the K is the knowledge, and the S is spirituality. And why those 6 letters mean so much to me was because that was what it took for me to be transformed, for me to release that 120 pounds. It took me to change my mindset. It took me to shift these thoughts that I used to have in my mind of just so many different feelings. I don't know if you can relate, but a feeling that, I wasn't good enough. The feeling of this is just the way it's going to be. The feeling of insecurity and depression and sadness and just all those yucky thoughts. Those thoughts really weigh you down, and they also add pounds. And there's research out there about stress being, a lot of times we want to lose weight, but the stress doesn't allow us, especially as women, and hormones and things of that nature. Stress and depression and thoughts of feeling unworthy will hurt you on your process to trying to lose the weight. So what I learned is that it all starts up here. The possibility that we can create for our lives starts up here. we can lose weight first up here, right? So that's why I go through the journey with the thoughts. And then habits. I always hear, you know, what habits do we need to have to lose the weight? What habits can we create? How do we keep them? How do we get rid of the old habits, right? We always say, I want to stop, eating junk food, or I want to stop using things in my house that cause me to have a bad environment, right? I want to change my habits. Hi, Neffy. I want to change my habits, but I don't know how. I don't know how long does it take, right? I always hear that question. How long does it take to change a habit? Or how long do I have to do it before I don't have to think about doing it anymore? Those are habits. So that's why it's important to have that in the acronym. And then action. I learned a lot that I knew what I had to do. I don't know if anyone here can relate, but I knew what I had to do. I knew that, okay, eating better, exercising. I knew what habits I had to change. I knew what habits I needed to implement, but I wouldn't take any action. And I didn't know, I felt like my feet were stuck to the ground, right? That they were nailed in the ground and I was stuck and I didn't know how to take action. So we talk about that. And then the N is the most important part of losing weight and really overall health and energy and feeling better is nutrition, right? And that is exactly how I started my journey. I've released 120 pounds, but the first 87 pounds that I released was basically just changing my nutrition. Before I was able to really change anything else, I started changing my nutrition. But what I had to learn was, why was I changing my nutrition? Why was I now choosing different things to eat that were helping me lose the weight? So nutrition ties into taking the action to eat better, right? Nutrition ties into habits, making this new lifestyle a habit. And it also ties into the thought process that I had to adopt, I had to learn to be able to eat better, right? And then knowledge. Of course, people say knowledge is power. The application of knowledge is really power, because you could know better, but if you don't do better, it doesn't really matter, right? So then you come to the S in thanks. The S is spirituality. Nephew, what? Right. Yeah, I'm going to definitely touch on that. Oh my gosh, I hear you. Definitely. We eat better, right? And that's exactly what I was going to get to, is that I was eating better and I lost the first 87 pounds. And then I was like stuck. And I had to really acknowledge to myself that I wasn't exercising. I wasn't implementing that extra that I needed, right? Because it said 80% is nutrition and 20% is activity, workout, working out, exercise, stuff of that nature. And really, even though that's the 100%, there's actually 200% that we need to put into it. The other 100% is the mindset. Without the mindset, you can eat better, you can try to exercise, and it's never going to be enough. It wasn't until I was thanks-formed. It wasn't until I was thanks-formed that I was able to go over the hump of the 87 pounds and release altogether 120. And now I'm on my new journey to making sure that this new year coming in, I want to reach that 200 goal. I want to really reach that goal and not stay content, right? Being conformed to all that I have achieved already. So a lot of times we think about what we've already achieved and we settle for less, not knowing that there's greater out there. And the spirituality aspect of it is that it is. If we don't have a spiritual connection with our maker, nothing's really going to work, because the world is on the outside. And I noticed that for all those years, I was looking on the outside for something to fill me on the inside, for something to give me knowledge, for something to change my thoughts, for something to help me with my habits, for something to, motivate me into getting into action. And in reality, the spirituality was what helped me overall. Because when I became spiritually connected, I was able to connect my thoughts. And I was able to have the mindset that I didn't need anyone else to feed me. I didn't need a motivational speaker. I didn't need a really good book. Now, hear me out. It's not that I don't implement it, because I do, but it wasn't the only source. And it was a lot of times I saw myself being motivated for like 20 minutes. And then after that, the motivation was gone. And then I saw myself trying to implement new habits, and they would work for a little bit at a time. And then those habits would go away. I saw myself taking a little bit of action, and then I saw the action go away. I saw myself eating good nutrition, and then I would slip into bad eating habits all over again. I saw myself learning things, but sometimes I would forget them, or sometimes I wouldn't take any action on the things that I was learning. Then I got closer to God. And I said, you know what? What is it that the world has told me that I was? What is it that the world has said that I am? Right? And then I had to think about unbecoming all of that, because I wanted to become what I was created for. So definitely spending intimate time in my secret place. And I refer to my secret place as my time alone with God, whether it's a prayer closet, whether it's a chair in your living room, whether it's the bathroom shower. It doesn't matter. It's just that one place that I go to be alone with the Creator and ask for that knowledge and that wisdom and that understanding and that strength. And then opening up my Bible and reading the amazing promises and the amazing things that God said I am. So I began to compare what the word said I am, right? What the word said I am compared to what the world said I was. And it was a very long journey. I'm talking about I've been on this journey for 8 years. Being a domestic violence survivor, I had a lot of work to do. I had a lot of things in my mind that I was both conscious and unconscious of that were holding me back. And the only way that I was going to be able to even begin to unbecome, to take off those layers and to enter a part of my mind that was really connected with the Creator was to unbecome. And that was the longest journey. And it's still a journey. We still unbecome. There are still things that come up and we have to be aware and dismiss them. But see, the renewal of the mind, as Romans 12:2 says, be not conformed to the ways of this world, but by the renewal of your mind, be transformed. And we're looking for transformation. And the reason I am so big, and that's what I stand for, and that's what my whole company is about, T.H.A.N.K.S transformation, is because I started listening to people saying, I got to make a change. Change your mindset, change your life. And then I looked up what change really is. And the analogy I love to use that makes it simple is, if we have a chameleon, it's an animal that can change into anything. We can place the animal anywhere. If it's on a green surface, it'll change to being green. If we put it on a brown surface, it'll change to being brown. And it camouflages itself with anything that it's put into. And I said, I don't want that. Because then you're double-minded, and then that's what was happening with me. My thoughts would change for a little bit. My habits would change for a little bit. My action, everything was changing for a little bit, but then I would change back. And I said, no, I don't want to be changed. The Bible doesn't say be changed by your mindset being changed. No, it says renewal. And it says be not conformed. So being conformed is like, you just adopt. And you adapt to your environment. You adapt to everything that's around you, and it conforms you. But when you renew your mind and you step into transformation, the difference between transformation and change is that you never go back, right? When a butterfly steps out of a cocoon, it never goes back. It stays a butterfly, and it flies and it soars and it continues and it's ongoing. And I said to myself, that's what I want. I want to be able to consistently have breakthroughs every single day of my life. I want to have a consistent access to these disciplines and these habits and these action and this nutrition, because I want it to become a lifestyle, a way of I don't want to lose a couple of pounds to fit into a dress for an occasion. I want to have the longevity of my life, being full and being happy, and no matter what dress I'm wearing or what house I'm living in, what car I'm driving, it doesn't matter, because I am still feeling that whole sense of being whole and complete and being able to have that ongoing access. So what I'm talking about here today is a lot. I know it's a lot, but it's the new year up and coming, and I want to set you all up powerfully, because I am on the journey just like everyone else. Only difference is that I'm sharing my journey. And I'm also inviting you that if you want to take this journey, you can come on alongside of me, and you don't have to be alone, and take the journey. And everything that I've learned and everything that I've implemented thus far, from losing the 120 pounds on my way to losing 200, I want to share that with you. So I said, well, let me explain what I'm doing, and let me enroll people in what I'm doing and share, and see if it makes sense to you all. So here it is. Made my 90-day plan. So there's a lot of research on, how long does it take to do a habit, and 90 days, or is it 40 days, or is it 60 days, or is it 6 months, whatever the case may be. I chose 90 days because if you look at the calendar and you look at the year, 90 days is every quarter, right? So wanting to set up my first quarter to the year powerfully, I decided to take on the challenge. Why not? In the the ending of the year in December, where it's going to set me up powerfully so that when January comes, I'm already on the flow, right? Why wait till January? Why wait till any day? Transformation starts right now. It starts the day you make a decision. The day you decide and you say, I am going to go into transformation. This is what I'm going to start doing. Boom. But what happens is that if we don't have a structure, if we don't have a system, we can get off course. And then we start focusing on goals, and then we get upset, or we beat ourselves up when we don't reach those goals. But in reality, it has nothing to do with taking it personal. It's, did you set yourself up to achieve those goals? I mean, you have a goal, but if you don't have a blueprint or a structure to achieve the goal, then it really doesn't happen. It's like almost you have a target and you're hoping to hit it, but you don't have a strategy on how you're going to hit that target. So with the 90-day plan, I said, okay, so in order to set myself up powerfully, I want to be able to statistics, measures, strategic. It's everywhere in every business and everything that people want to accomplish. There's always a goal, but there's always a strategy, and then they always measure. They measure at the end of the 90 days, at the end of the first quarter. They measure the success. So that's what we're gonna do on the 90 days breakthrough of being thanks formed. Now, 90 days. What did I need? I said to myself, what do I need? What's missing from me being able to achieve these goals that I want? So I had to become very intentional with what is it overall, like thanks, right? My thoughts, my habits, my action, my nutrition, my knowledge, my spirituality. What is it going to take for me to be whole and complete in the goal that I want to achieve, and what steps am I going to be able to take? They're going to help me reach my goal. They're going to keep me active, keep my thoughts active, healthy. So every day I do have a PD call that I attend. It's totally free of charge. I plug into the call. I get my personal development. I have a community of people in that personal development. They're on the same path. So I have community that's helping me alongside, right? And then I said, okay, my habits. Well, what habits do I have to implement? Well, of course, the nutrition, the exercise, right? So instead of coming up with reasons or excuses or how come I can't do something, I had to look at my schedule and say, how can I? How can I implement a walk? How can I implement a workout? And regardless to how I feel, see, I'm taking feelings out of it. So on this 90-day journey, it's not about how I feel. And it's not about maybe I would, I should, or I could. No, it's I will, I can, and I must. So what I'm doing is that I'm putting myself out there, being held accountable, sharing with you all as well, and knowing that, you know what? If I don't feel like taking a walk today, it doesn't matter how I feel. It matters that I gave my word to myself. Like, I'm important, I matter. And what am I committed to? What is the commitment that I'm making to myself? The commitment that I'm having is to have a healthier, active lifestyle. And that's going to be taking action every day. So I made it simple enough, because that's another thing why happens with habits. And I'll talk about that in these 90 days. I'm going to be going through each one of these acronyms, and habits is the second, the H in thanks, is sometimes we go too far and we go too big, and that's why we fail. But if we do something small enough that's going to help us reach that other goal, my overall goal that I want is to be able to run, right? I want to run. I want to run a 5K. I want to run a whole mile. I want to run nonstop for a minute or two, right? But I can't run right now. It's not what I'm used to. So how do I start? Well, I started with 1 mile a day. So for the 90 days, I'm going to be walking 1 mile a day. Now, what does that mean? Okay, I don't have a gym membership. I'm not going to the gym. I don't have a treadmill at home. And honestly, we need to be outside. I don't know if you know this, but in school, they always give the kids recess outside, no matter what. And when I ran a daycare, we always had to take the kids outside, no matter how cold it is. It's important for us to get outside, breathe fresh air, get the vitamins from the sun, and be able to do that. So no matter how cold it is, or if it's raining, the other day it was raining, and I still went and took my walk. That's the commitment. Right? And the 90 days is that every single day for 90 days, I'm going to take that. That's my action. Now, the other commitment I made for action is in 90 days, every day for 90 days, I'm going to work out for 30 minutes. Now, I didn't say I'm going to run a marathon or run for 10 miles a day. No, I said 1 mile, and I get up and I walk. And I start walking faster, then I start jogging. The next thing you know, and from here to 90 days, my goal is to be able to run. And that's something that we can measure. And the workouts, 30 minutes, it doesn't have to be intense, the 30 minutes. The 30 minutes, you can start with something as basic as moving your arms up and down, jumping jacks, whatever it is, modifying. There's so much out there. The intention is to get rid of the excuses, to get rid of the reasons, and to be able to implement the action. So in the 90 days that I'm taking for breakthroughs and being thanks formed, those are the 2 action steps that I'm taking every single day. Right? Do I feel like doing it every day? No. Hi, Titi Mika. Yes, realistic goals, Mika says. Yes, realistic. Right. We got to be smart about it. And not rush the process, and be okay with the progress that we're taking little by little, right? So those are my realistic goals, those for 90 days as far as taking action and taking a walk. The other day it was raining. I was smart, put on the rain gear, put on the coat, and I went around. You know, there's different trails we can take here in my neighborhood. I love it. We have a lot of different trails that we don't get tired of the same scenery. And what I do, I make it fun. I let myself know I deserve this walk. I put in my ear pods. I'll listen to a sermon. I'll listen to a book. I'll listen to some music. It doesn't matter. It matters is that what's going to take me out there. And while I'm out there, I'm clearing my mind. I'm feeding my mind. And I'm also giving my body the exercise it needs. The workouts, they can be intense. If I'm sore, if I'm not, it doesn't matter as long as I'm moving. And you know what? Sit-ups, push-ups. Right now, I'm doing push-ups on a ball. And my goal is that from here to 90 days, I'll be able to do push-ups without using the ball, right? I'm doing sit-ups and doing different cardio exercises, mountain climbers, whatever it is that I decide to do. It doesn't matter. What matters is that I stay active. And that's what it is. Sometimes we get stuck on trying to do a 90-day plan or trying to do exercise, and we think about it too much, and we just got to do it. Just got to get out of our own way. So also with the 90 days I'm doing is, my water's upstairs. drinking water. So water, why? Water is important. We need water. We need water for our skincare. We need water to be able to have good bowel movements. We need water for our organs. Water is necessary. And also water helps so much with weight loss. So on my journey, I am committing to 1 gallon of water a day. That's my commitment. Some people say, oh, well, that's too much. Hey, I got that. It's too much. But that's what I'm choosing. And how I started doing it is drinking 4 bottles of water. Then I did 8 bottles of water. Now I have a half a gallon that I fill up, and I play a game with myself that by noon, this half a gallon has to be done. And I'm excited because I did that already. Now I'm going to fill it up for the next one. So the water is part of the 90-day plan as well. And then also, this is the hardest. Let me tell you about this, because last night it was hard. It got real. I have an app on my phone. If you guys have Samsung, you guys have it as well. It's called Samsung Health. And if you don't worry about it. Just grab a pen and paper, a notebook, right? And start journaling. And what I do is that everything I eat, I journal it. And the Samsung Health app that I have, it tells me the calories. So what I'm committed to is not having more than 2,000 calories a day. Not having more than that. Like 2,000 is my limit. And that helps me with my nutrition. So when I'm going to eat something, I look at my calories as money. So if we had $2,000 to go spend at the mall and that money ran out, we can't buy nothing else, right? So in my mind, I put is that I have $2,000 to spend, which is calories, and I'm going to be careful to see where I'm going to spend that. Is it worth it? So let me tell you guys what happened to me last night. Last night, I misspent my 2,000 calories at the end of the night, right? Right before it was like maybe 7, 8 o'clock at night. And I was at 1,996 something calories. It's on my story. And I was hungry. And I was like, crap. It was M&M peanuts. Y'all pray for me, because M&M peanuts is my weakness. I love me some M&M peanuts, but 1 pack of M&M peanuts is 250 calories. That's $250. And I said, oh, sure. I wanted a snack, and I was like, oh, but if I have a healthy snack, this is the thoughts. If I have a healthy snack, I could have a shake. It's protein, it's vitamins, it's minerals. I could have some oatmeal. Listen. My commitment, I was not starting over, because that's the whole thing. If I miss a day and I don't do what I say, I got to start all over again. And I'm like, no, I'm only 4 days in, but I'm not starting over. Like, that's not going to happen. I drank my water and I went to bed. It's just that kind of commitment that you have with yourself, because the most important person is yourself. You matter. You matter. Your promise and your word to yourself. Who was really going to know, right? Who's really going to know? Maybe I could have ate it and not put it down. But that's totally out of integrity. That's totally inauthentic. And at the end of the day, who am I cheating? Myself, right? Like, that doesn't make no sense. So it is a challenging process. That's why it's not meant to be easy. See, we want to fight the process, and we want to hide from the process and run from the process. And we want, it's so good to lose weight and have energy, but we don't want to do the work. And at the end of the day, nothing works but work. The Bible will tell you, faith without works is muerto, dead, frito. So put in the work, but to enjoy it, right? My commitment is to enjoy this process and through my thoughts, my habits, the action steps I'm taking, the nutrition, the knowledge, and my spirituality, that just gets me overall. It's holistic in the transformation, that it's ongoing. It's lasting. The journey never ends, but the promise is real. And every day I'm going to share with you all a breakthrough that I've had in my thoughts, a breakthrough that I've had in my habits, a breakthrough that I've had in my action. So those are intangible, right? Those are just things that are spiritually, mentally, feeling good. Those are breakthroughs that help. But of course, we want to see the measures. We want to see. So what I'm going to do is, you guys seen me do this before, but I've never, really shared exactly what I've been doing. I've been in challenges before with my organization, and we do different challenges, and taking a picture, right? Oh my gosh, we don't want to do that. Let me tell you, take the picture, because in the end of the 90 days, when you see the difference, you see my before and after picture and you might expect breakthrough page. I can't even believe it. I look at them like, what? I was that big? And sometimes I look at myself in the mirror and I still see myself that big. But when I see the picture, I'm like, wow, I get surprised, right? So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to take a picture, my before picture, and my weight, right? So we can actually measure the weight. But one thing I want to share is that weight is not everything. Sometimes the scale doesn't, the number is not the only thing we measure. So I'm going to measure my body fat, which is the fat that's around your heart, your organs, also my measurements, right? Sometimes I noticed that I would weigh the same, but I was shrinking and I was being able to get into smaller sizes, but my weight was the same. And the fact of that is because muscle weighs more than fat. And then when I would build muscle, the scale wouldn't move, but I would shrink. So I'm going to take you on that journey with me of being able to give you the before and after picture. Every Wednesday, I'm going to weigh in. Every Wednesday, I'm going to take my measurements for my, with a tape measuring, my waist, my arms, my thighs. I'm going to take those measurements, and I'm also going to measure my body fat. So every Wednesday, we're going to call it Weigh-In Wednesday, and we're going to start from there. And we're going to see how this 90 days, oh my gosh, it sounds like it's so far away. It sounds like it's too much, right? It's really not. Let's take it one day at a time. We're going to have fun with this. So that's why I wanted to come on here and share with you all what I'm doing on this journey. So when you see the post and you see the stories, you're like, what's going on here? That's what's going on. We're going on a 90-day thanksformation journey. We're going to be transformed by the renewal of our minds. We're going to be thanksformed using the T.H.A.N.K.S acronym. Those are the 6 steps that I've taken to release over 120 pounds. Those 6 steps. So every day we're going to come on here and we're going to discuss one of the letters in the acronym starting Monday all the way to Saturday. And we're going to discover our breakthroughs together. So if you want to join me, definitely want to be able to have you on board. You can log on to www.3daysofThanks.com and you get 3 days. 3 days to test it out and see what it does for you. And if you're ready to come on that journey, then we can talk about bringing you on with a 30-day plan. Maybe 90 days you don't want to be committed to. That's fine. But start somewhere. Start now so that the new year really is the new you, and you step into your new year already being transformed, already taking those action steps, already having that nutrition, that personal development, those habits, those action steps. Having someone on board with you, trust me, it makes a world of difference, because I am on this journey and I'm able to teach about it, because it's not I read it somewhere. I lived it. I have the proof is in the pudding, right? And those steps, those steps transformed my life. And I know for a fact that it will transform yours. So if you're someone that's seriously ready, but you don't know how you're going to do it and how committed you can be, start with 3 days. Just start with 3 days. www.3daysofThanks.com. Start with those 3 days. It's a free trial. And it's going to help you with those 6 steps of thanks: your thoughts, your habits, your action, your nutrition, your knowledge, and your spirituality. And then from there, we can take it from there, and then you can start wherever you want. I have a 3 days program. I have a 30-day program. I have a 90-day program. Whatever program you feel comfortable, but know that you're going to get great value out of it, because nothing is more important than you. And the transformation, the access you're going to have is going to be ongoing for the rest of your life. You're never going to go back like a chameleon to change from one thing to another. You're going to soar like a butterfly. You're going to come out of that cocoon being transformed for the rest of your life, having open access to every single day breakthroughs. And I'm going to share those breakthroughs with you every single day for 90 days. And that's my promise to myself and my commitment to myself. And I'm inviting you on the journey as well. Take that step. Aren't you tired of things not moving? Aren't you tired of not having good thoughts? Aren't you tired of not having good habits? Aren't you tired of not taking any action and having your excuses and the time and money run your life? Take action for your own self. Make a decision today that you are going to be thanks-formed. Make a decision today that time, money, excuses, considerations, kids, listen, no, you can make it happen. You have the power. You have the power to, this is your life. Design it. Design it the way you want it. Make sure that you put what matters to you first. And I can help you with that. I can help you by sharing the tips, sharing the calendars, giving you the motivation, bringing you into the community that I'm a part of, and giving you all the tools. But I can't force you. You know what they say? That you can bring the horse to the water, but you can't make the horse drink it. I know I can't do that. But I sure know one thing for sure and two things for certain, as my Titi Mika says. I can put some salt in that hay and make you thirsty. Definitely can do that. Giving you the blueprint, giving you the access, coming alongside with you and showing you the way. That is what I can do for you. But you have to be committed to yourself. You have to make the decision to say, these are my considerations, these are my excuses, these are my fears. And we can talk about that. I can definitely coach you through that. Let's create together a new possibility. And I'm not talking about a possibility that, that would be nice someday, one day, somewhere out there. No, I'm talking about writing the possibility, saying 90 days, this is my goal, this is how we're going to get it. We're going to build the foundation. And the next thing you know, you're going to be like flying, soaring. You're going to get peace. You're going to get not only peace, but peace of mind that's going to surpass all understanding. The Bible says God gives us peace of mind that surpasses all understanding, and we do have access to that. You have access to everything I have. You have access to everything I have. Let me show you those blind spots that you can't see so that you can have access and you can walk into it. Because one thing for sure and two things for certain is that only you can make the decision to write a new plan for your life. Only you can make the decision to say, you know what, enough of being a prisoner in my own mind. Enough of allowing time and money to govern me. I'm going to make a way. I'm going to find, you're smart enough. You're big enough. Look how far you've come already. Look how everything you've conquered already in your life. You're going to let a little weight, a little bit of weight get in your way. Some habits scare you away. A little bit of action. No, you're bigger than that. I believe in you. As if I did it, if I was able to overcome, honey child, you could do it too. You could do it faster. You know why? Because you got me. You got me. You get me as a coach. You get me giving you my secret sauce, the sweet spot of success. Thanks form, the sweet spot, the acronym, thanks. That is your sweet spot. That is your access. That is your key. And I'm giving it to you. So don't forget to sign up. www.3daysofthanks.com. Sign up. Get the 3-day trial. Find out what it's about. Commit to it. And if you can't commit to 3 days, come on. You can come into 3 days. Because 3 days will turn into 30, and 30 will turn into 90, and 90 will turn into 120 pounds that you release. It'll turn into a brand new life in 90 days. My gosh, how long have we been living the way we've been living? It's time to live a new way. It's time to step into your greatness and have your ultimate breakthrough. And that is my time, because you know I can sit on here and preach to y'all all day. I love y'all. Remember to please like, share the video if you know someone who will be able to benefit from this as well. Let me know in the comments that you have. This is the first time you're on here. Just put a 1. If you're on a replay, catch me on a replay. #replay. I want to be able to connect with you. I want to be able to share with you my journey. And also, most of all, I would love to have you come on to this journey, because we have fun. We have fun and celebrate each other every single milestone. I want to celebrate your success with you too. I love you guys. Take care. Shalom.